Halo semua. Hi friends. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. So, yeah, I have to admit that this episode 7B is a little bit, yeah, not a bit late, but it is late because, again, I have to face a problem of lack of space on my part because I'm going to show you what is it like when you are trying to open a solution of .NET repo, especially the runtime repo, as I have promised in last videos. And also, I'm going to demonstrate the features of Visual Studio 2026, why it matters. So, I have to admit that I have to compile many things because I'm going to compile the both core CLR and also the runtime using debug configuration, meaning that the space grows much larger. I'll try to keep some space intact. This is why my C drive is now has about 49 to 50 gigabytes of free space. I hope it is enough because again my memory is 64 gigabytes. Usually it needs about at least 80% of that number to be available on the hard drive, meaning that I should make free space more. But let's see. If this fail, then yeah, I'll try to uninstall some of the apps that I have. Okay, welcome to Visual Studio.net and its ecosystem. And this is news and updates focusing on what's new in Visual Studio 2026, which is now part 2. And I'm going to present you .NET related features, especially .NET 10, of course, because in Visual Studio 2026 you will have .NET 10, and also the integration of the toolings and ecosystem that comes with it. I have mentioned in the last video about the what's new in debugging experience, and hopefully I could demo it today in this video. Should be straightforward, I hope. And other than that, there are other kinds of features that I would like to show you, especially let's try to compare the load of a solution. So I'm not going to do the stopwatch or whatever because it is hard for me to exactly pinpoint what's going on. Stopwatch itself is not quite objective because on my machine we have too many things installed, so it is not fully comparable, but it should uh, bring you the idea of what's going on, and it is faster to load compared to Visual Studio 2022. So let's dive, and I'm going to go back to my desktop. Okay, now I'm back to my desktop. I have two command prompt open. This is actually Windows Terminal. It is free, but I'm not going to discuss this right now. You can get it actually. This app is available as Windows Store app, or you can just download it manually from the Windows Terminal website, and also from the GitHub directly because it is open source. Um, okay, I have two prompt command prompt actually. One is command prompt for VS 2022. The other one is for VS 18, which is actually 2026. This is tricky, but honestly, I ran the compile, so I run this guy. not this one. I run this build CLR with libs. Okay, let me try to look at the help. Okay, I run the CLR plus lib, and I use the debug. Basically, it is this, and you don't want to wait for the compilation to finish because it takes more than 5 minutes. Actually, should be okay. You can try it yourself, but please ensure that you install the component that are required by these .NET Runtime repo. So otherwise, you will have to deal with the strange error that many things and many times it doesn't really describe what's going on. So let me know in the comments if you feel that okay, I have tried to compile and have seen many things strange or some errors is not easy to understand, the cryptic and so on. I have had some experience on dealing with that, and hopefully I could help you. But please keep the comments and feedback coming. Okay. Also, yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you find it is useful. And there is a syntax here. I can use build dash vs and then open the solution. So this is the problem. The problem is okay. Let's go back to my PR. What I'm trying to fix is the internal of this guy file system.windows and file system.unix that is being called by directory.delete. So this is system.private.corlib. It has its own CS parts, but the solution of this guy is not the same as system.private.corlib. You have to go through this guy, system runtime. And honestly, it is mind-boggling. But I think I got the basic idea. Why? Because system.private.corlib is actually being used by almost any kinds of project, which is why it is more like the mother library or parent library of other assemblies and many things. You see here, I'm opening the system.io.file system test, and this test is actually part of its own project. As you see here, system.io.file system test. But the interesting thing is directory is part of the system runtime, I believe. Okay, let me look for that. And I've already opened this, so you don't have to search manually. Okay, these are the system.io. It's part of system private core lib system.io. So this is the directory. You may wonder this should be part of system.io, and it is not, because again this directory.cs is available in the project of system.private.corlib. So if you look at that, scroll down and you will see that there's a project system.private.corlib, and yeah, bear with me. So where is that? Not in here. Oh, you have system private URI, system for XML. Um, so there you are. It is a shared project, meaning that this project is reference anywhere and should always be there. This is useful because you need to be able to ensure the consistency of doing development on something that very large like this one, the scale of the complexity, the scale of the consistency is very, very, very high. So they decided to use shared project like this one. No, you cannot open this as a solution. You need to open this within the solution of library. Wait. So system private corlib, system private corlib. Here is a shared project, of course. This test, and you can look at the system runtime. There you are. So this will be the one that you should pay attention. So system runtime, and where is the SLNX of that guy? So yeah, now you have system runtime, and system runtime SLNX is under system runtime, of course. As you can see, it references the event source. So you should also be able to see that SHproj. Well, let's see. Let's try to search within this guy. SHproj. We don't have it. Watch item. Okay. Um, let's look at README. Contains fundamental classes and base classes that define commonly used value and reference data type, events, system handle, interfaces, attributes, and processing exceptions. System runtime is included in the shared framework. The package does not need to be installed because it is part of the base runtime actually. And you see that the source is under this guy. The test is /test and system runtime assessment test. At the first, I don't know how to open this, but now I can. So there is a nice tooling that enable you to open the solution within VS. If I open within the developer command prompt of 2022, I just system.runtime, and hopefully I could open it nicely. This is still in my branch actually, and you'll see that the branch indicator of this guy is still pointing to my branch. Please bear with me because okay, this is the loading part of the solution. There you are. I could put. Hopefully, I could really go into this guy. So delete. Okay, the test one, but not this one. There you are. Delete str bool and recursive delete this issue. Okay. Let's try. I'm going to debug only this unit test. Please don't worry because I already tested this and it works, but you have to wait for a while because I have very deeply nested recursive. So if I debug this, hang on, file system Windows. Let me show you about this guy. So if I put breakpoint inside here, I could not directly see the evaluation result of this expression inside this if. So this is 2022, and you'll see, okay, the branch is my branch. So I'm going to run it. Oh, sorry, debug it. I'm going to debug this. So this is because of this. Okay, debug test. If I'm not mistaken, it will show you pop up that contains all of the unit tests. This is test explorer. It doesn't have to be, I mean, just MS test, but you can see that I'm using XUnit because I'm working on the .NET runtime repo, and they always use XUnit, so you can just use it. Um, I'm going to open this guy. You see that it takes more than 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes. Okay, it's building the project. Should not take this long, hopefully. Down building project system.io file system access control. You'll see many warnings about targeting .NET 10 is not supported within the 2022. Why? Because it doesn't know how to handle .NET 10 at that time. But if you open this warning will be will disappear if you open the solution in 2026. But let's wait. Should not be this long, hopefully. Like I mentioned before, if you do a debug configuration, the building time is longer than release because you have to ensure that all the code has its own map and in, ensure that you have the correct line number pointing to that logic. This is why the program, I think program debug symbol or PDB is larger than if you have release configurations. But let's see, they should be okay. It is done and build completed. The task is not running and oh, okay. Let's try. Let's try to assess this. I'm not going to put it sticky. Um, okay, live unit test. Why is there is no just run the cursor? I'm losing it. I should be able to run it actually. Why is not okay? Problem happened during this. Oh, it is somehow running something no? It says it even though it's running start setting Windows run settings, it runs that. Okay, I think I'm going to stop this. And why I could not stop this? This is strange. It is now running this guy somehow. Oh, it goes to debug. Um. Okay, breakpoint is still up. Constructor on type platform specific discover. Not fun. Okay, this is new one. Honestly, it was working before. Now it is not working. Constructor, create instance, iterator, portable thread pool. Const count is 0. Okay, I'm going to stop this and try to just run it. Run. Should not run all, hopefully. This is my last time to try this run. If it's still broken, then I'm not going to try again. I'll just use the sample repo that I have. Okay. Why it takes so long? Now this is anomaly because it tries to look for this and I could compile. Something is wrong. Let me try to build solution again. As you can see, many things could happen. While I wait for this one, let's try to look if there's any kinds of if or whatever I could find. Looks like I cannot find it. System global. Yeah, I got those warnings everywhere. There's no way that we could enforce to suppress the warnings because that warnings is on I think project wise, not the solution wise. Meaning that you cannot scope it as part of the solution. You can only scope that warnings on the CS project scope. So for this kind of solution that has too many projects in it, I'm afraid you cannot have that globally unless if you put some settings or some kind of configuration as part of the directory build props or directory build targets or something. So those shared props will try to respect that first, and then there is a cannot could not resolve reference. Oh my, but there should be no error, right? Because I don't have any errors here, just warnings. Okay, done building that. Okay, how to enforce this to refresh? Honestly, I don't know. Okay, done compile. And let's try to run this again. Okay, I have this debug test anymore, and this is last time. It's okay, the build succeeded. Then why it doesn't run? Is it because this platform specific? or should I just put, okay, this is only for Windows, if Windows. It is something is not very nice to me because they use this convention. Okay, while we wait for this to finish and hopefully I could run it, let's try to open on the Visual Studio 2026. So I'm going to use the same command here, build dash vs with the same name of the solution, system.runtime. Yeah. You see, it is much faster to load. This is new, meaning that it's new compared to the settings and many things that's already there in my VS 2022. That proves that now you see the first not worthy of the new features. Solution time loading is faster. Okay, I'm going to look for my unit test. Okay, this test just look for system.io file system, not the primitive one. File system test. Okay, there you are. Yes, I should see. Mhm, not this one. This project. It is folder, and this is the project. You see the icon is different. Okay, let me try to look for directory delete. There you should see the same unit test, same code. Uh, there you are. Let's go back to this one, and somehow it's not finished. I don't know why. Um, hold on. Why is opening in this guy? This is no. This is not what I'm trying to open. Okay, this is VS18. Why it always search for ah strange. Okay, this is also okay. Still open 2022. Oh my god, this is not nice. Okay, I'm going to stop this. And that runtime SLX is always get modified. I'm not going to. Okay, I think I'm going to open manually for now. It works before. Uh, Continue without code. I'm going to select repository. I'm going to open it manually. I was too early to happy. Oh my. So, Visual Studio. You see, I have no something like trainings or whatever. Just try to create this directly. And unfortunately, you will see me more than 30 minutes. I'm afraid. Okay, this is the video that I have to look this. Went to runtime VS. There you are. And I'm going to open the solution or system.runtime SLNX should be right here. Yeah, this guy. Okay, I'm still facing the same problem. Why? Discover not found. This guy actually there. Constructor on type platform specific discover not found. You see? It is here. If it uses X unit 3. Oh man. Honestly, let's try on this one. Some projects are missing component onto the toolset, blah blah blah. .NET SDK 10.0.11. Let's ignore this and try to run this. Um, Run test. So output from build. And you see the icon is different, but I think it's more clean, not just showing. Okay, let me try to uh, close this one up or move it. Okay, it looks like many things happened. So this is okay. C sharp is still there, but the icons, the folder one, yeah, it's more modern, so less distracting. And I'm going to search, trying to control T. There is a feature search, and there is a as copilot. Let's compare this one. Control T. Feature search. Yes, you see there is a copilot. Windows Performance Toolkit. No, I don't think so. Let's see. Directory. Okay. Somehow it's more contextual than this one. You cannot see directly the difference. I think you should try it, but it is more contextual. You see, there is a file types member. Those menu bar still the same, but it is more contextual. Okay, let's try to check on this guy. Is the compile still running? And you see that there is no warnings about .NET 11. But yeah, I think I'm going to close this for now. I'm going to use my own repo for samples while waiting for this to finish. Going to open a new one. The Belajar.net, if you remember, guys. Okay, continue with that code, and I'm opening Belajar.net Bahasa. Uh, let's yeah, open this web academic app. So this is just, if you remember from the Belajar.net, simple web app using Blazor and using web API. And the web API is using MVC web API, not the whole MVC, but only MVC that is focusing for web API. So there is no view, only the model and the controller. Okay. Wait. This is not what I'm trying to open. Okay. This is the comparison. Oh yeah. I haven't put it. So this is the web API, and let's look at the DB utils. And there are hopefully some code that I could use. Required service DB created. I think it is to, yeah, this should be okay. This should be easy to test. And I'm going to run it, put it on web browser. Yeah, and I'm going to also use the HTTP file, like this one, just to prove. Okay, run it. Let's try to check whether we can really have that kind of okay. Now it seems the unit test. Yeah, it says connection is not private. Let's not worry about this. Let's just check something and try to see. Okay, so let's run this. Send request. So why? SSL connection could not be established. Why do I have to set this thing again? Okay, this is for the app settings.json, and let's look at the launch settings instead of that. Look at the okay. This is the one that use the HTTP instead of HTTPS. I'm just going to prove to you. Okay, send request. And let me try to copy that URL again. Go back to HTTP, the HTTP file. There. Run this request. Send. Why? Okay, let's try to run it without HTTPS. I will use HTTP and well, I don't know whether I could open on any browser. Looks like it is not openable. Okay, just send request. You see that I have 3, 4, 5. Let me try to add more. So I just make a quick section here, separator. Um, I'm going to query with any arbitrary values such as 100. Um, we should go to that thing. There you are. So now you see that the problem detail type, or I mean the evaluation of this, is directly shown here. It is false. So this is a very small thing, but it is very useful. Hopefully, I will try to fix this damn compilation of .NET runtime repo. But in the meantime, this is what I'm trying to say. One of the noteworthy thing. This is nice because you don't have to really check what's going on. Try to put it on evaluator such as the immediate window and many things, or put it on the autos and watch. You don't have to because then you can see it is, yeah. Why? If you put this on the any kinds of autos or logos or watch like this will be re-executing again, and the execution is totally different from the one that you are currently see, like this one. It says here problem detail type is null. Hmm. But yeah, I think it's null. Problem detail type, because I'm not specifying any parameter value here. So let's go to the call stack. Yeah, I don't specify any problem detail type. So now you have it. See, here is now. My point is why it is in this release. I mean, in the 2026, I think. But feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. This kind of feature should be available from at least 2019, because having this kind of feature, I think, should be easy to implement. I mean, not very very easy, but should be easy. But there's maybe some technical issues, like how are you going to ensure that if you start to implement this, it doesn't really change the whole execution switch or execution context or any kinds of thread or many things. There's something that really 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 have to pay attention, and you have to be careful when you, as a Visual Studio developer, part of the Visual Studio team, you want to implement this. You really have to be careful about this. So I think this is yeah, I can really demo this nicely. Let's go back to the Visual Studio 2022. Okay, and yeah, this system runtime is failing me, and this, I don't know why it's not running at all. The outcomes is 19 not run. I don't know why. Um, is it possible to just only run this guy? I just want to run only this guy. Why the other thing has to be recompiled? Yeah, let's see. There should be file system test, and it is for Windows system IO file system test. Not this, not system IO test directory. Delete starbull. Hmm, could not find it. I don't know. It seems failing. Okay, let's close this solution and try to open the existing web. In the meantime, I'm going to stop this. We can just compare. So I could just work on the same folder actually. This is the nice thing, and also part of my demo, because anything that you develop on the 2022, you can still open on the 2026 if you want to have this kind of nice thing about the debugger. But at the same time, you can still go back to 2022. Why this is important? Because I need to ensure when I create this is part of the .NET 9, not the newer or newest, latest and greatest .NET 10. I'm still using .NET 9 for this one. Of course, I have planned to create a series for .NET 10, but hopefully, if I have some time and I've really grabbed the whole .NET 10 very nicely. If you remember that I mentioned about on the previous video, .NET 10 is very huge, and when I try to, that I'm not just running it, I'm not just using it, but also try to understand the internal working of that. It is it is having a more complex learning curve for me. This is why I suggest you to try to start to contribute, and you'll see what I'm trying to say. So, okay, I have closed this one, and I'm going to open the Web Academic. I'm just going to close this Test Explorer thing. Yeah. Okay, so now I see the HTTP, the same HTTP. Okay, still there. The Geo Indo provinces. Um, you must what is this? STDR. Oh my! You must install or update .NET to run this application. .app. Okay, this is strange. Why it tries to look for X x86, which is 32-bit. And this added to manifest file. Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. 10. So what? I'm going to ignore this for now. Okay. Now there should be a problem detail, something. Um, 4. There you are. Generate not found. And I'm going to put breakpoint here. I'll just use HTTP. Oh my. Unable to resolve the .NET SDK which is unspecified. Why is that? Okay, let's rebuild. Yeah, it is global JSON. Why do I have to face this kind of strange problem? Okay, let's try to open with Notepad and see. It's already there. 90. Oh, I see. The problem is, okay, let's look at the .NET. Why? Just one? Really? Oh, no, 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 no. It's only within the repo list SDKs. Okay, I have 112. I think I see the problem. So 90112 is only for 2022. 90308 is for 2026. Yes, that should explain this strange problem. I'm going to update the global JSON here. Um, oh my. Um, just use the 101 or 102. Says here 112. Okay, I will just 110 and see whether I could still compile it or not. Don't know. Unable to resolve. Why is that? But oh man, let's try this latest feature and see where this is going. Feature. Still, really? Open folder in Explorer. Save. Notepad. Why I cannot just? This is sucks. Unable as specified. Okay, I'm just trying to use the same 112 and let's see what will happen. Mhm. Yes. Uh-huh. Rebuild. Damn, I got the same error. You know what? This is strange because I can run it. Oh, now I cannot run it. Okay. Let me try to. could I don't know, could I just new project? This is not solving the problem. Why? Okay, it looks like it is using .NET SDK of .NET 10 instead of. Okay, I think yeah, I know. Okay, let's try to run it again. Okay, close this and open this again. Trying to open the Web App Academic and clean. Should be quick because I only have two project. There you are. So that .NET Runtime is somehow taking over this. Okay, oh, I'm opening the what? HTTP. Okay, I'm opening the HTTP and let's see if I could send request. You see, there's no like evaluation. So yeah, okay. Apologize. I can only just bring you demo to three features like the solution load, debug, and also the control T things. Find more context, but I think it's a little bit blurry. I'll try to find other answer in the next video. The next thing I'm going to show you is on the pull requesting. So okay, I'm going to undo changes because my silly assumption doesn't work. So this project, okay, yeah, I put new HTTP just to test it. Why is there some changes? Okay, system.data.common. I think this is a good one. Um, commit latest problem details work. And I just state this commit. Since I'm doing on push, that doesn't mean anything. But if I, let's say, put on other branch, um, test branch, and then I do some further modification, like let's say I'm going to test something else. So I'm going to copy this and put it as a HTTP counterpart. There, just copy this because somehow I need to refresh the certificate, which is something that's not quite nice. Add more sample HTTP. Yes. Okay, stage commit. And I'm going to push it. Now you are going to create a pull request. Okay, you'll see this look. And if I open this on Visual Studio, let's say I'm going to create a pull request. So where is the create a pull request? Not this one. Sync. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to do some quick changes here on the HTTP. Where is it? Okay, this is too much line. Now I'm going to hit remove and stage it and commit it and push it. Hopefully I could get the pull request. There. Now successfully create in Visual Studio. And let's check back on the features. Where? Inline pull request command. Okay. Also see them in diff. Okay. Is it? Hmm? Annotation? No. SPR to main and developers don't have to. I'm just checking testing the PR. So why is this? You can now view pull request command in the view. Review. I don't see this. Should I just create the pull request for now? Okay, let's try to play with some something. I don't see anything. Let's into main. Okay. Okay, this is called review. Review. I don't see anything. Merge into this and this and this. Okay. Turn on the preview. And how to push it? Okay, can we just create? Or I should just create as draft maybe? Let's create as draft. Successfully created pull request 2. And you see here, this is showing and this is not showing. Oh, 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 oh. Show comment in files. Pull request 2. Okay, now I see something different. Here I can add comment, but okay. Try to add correct namespace. Maybe I'll try to do some other kinds of silly markdown, such as this emo. Add comment and see what's going on. Ah, there you are. Can I do this in 2022? Let's say testing bold. Just create it. Or I could just view pull request. No? Or maybe I should just use different brands. Interesting. Okay, let's just close this. Yes. Ooh, no, 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 no. Just mark it as new branch. Check out this branch. Of course, 2026 also changed it, but no, let's ignore that for now. And I'm going to make some other silly changes. Delete, whatever. Send request. Okay. Add new line. Stage. Commit. Push it. There should be a kind of a trigger that you are going to create a pull request for this. Create in Visual Studio. And testing PR in VS. testing. This is testing. Let's look at the preview. It works. Don't know why it doesn't work on 2026, but let's see. Okay. Let's start to create this. You see, I could not do anything for now, and let's create. Pull request 3. And yeah. So there's no way to add comment. Now you can see the nice thing about adding comments. And this is nice. I know this is a simple one. Maybe I'll add some formatting. Bold, italic, and also I forgot uh, other like this, if I'm not mistaken. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Reply. There. So now you see that it can, yeah, display the markdown nicely. I could not just do this description. Toggle summary view. No. Summary. Okay. Yeah. But I think you see that this is may not enough. There is something hidden in this what's new. Let's go to, yeah. It doesn't really display all of the latest and newest about the .NET. You see that it is part in this .NET 10. Just okay, integration is seamless, blah 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 thing. But the nice thing about this is if you look at the blog, the .NET, okay, .NET team blog. Uh, I think this one, or let's see. There you are. Debugging what without the drama. So there are many nice things like the one that I just show you the inline values, but there are also exception fast with upgraded exception analysis and these things. Repository context means that you have to link your repo with the context of that code, and that code should also have references to other repository, with something that up until now I don't know how to set up, honestly. So that's it. And that concludes this tooling for now. And hopefully I'll try to continue to dig down further, especially this upgraded exception analysis. It is not just part of the Visual Studio, but also very closely linked to .NET, because exception in this sense is more like a exception in the .NET world, not exception in other kinds of language such as Java or maybe C++. I don't know. The concept of exception should not be those too much different. But let me know if you really want it, and I'll try to allocate some time to check with the compilers upgraded exception analysis. Again, like I mentioned in last video, you can use the free subscription of Copilot, but you will hit the limit very soon. It's like you can just do on your first 5 to 8 days or maybe 10 days on your initial subscription, but then you have to wait until the end of the month, and you will have a reset again on the first day of the month. of the next month, and then you will hit the same wall. So I suggest you subscribe, or if you have the luxury of your employer give you the luxury for that, you can use the employer laptop and try to do some things to test. But then I should not just say it, because you have to be careful. You are using the company laptop, not your own laptop. I'm very fortunate enough that I'm an MVP, and right now I'm currently using the benefit of that MVP. So I have some kind of additional benefit of having to using the GitHub Copilot. But if you really want to subscribe, it is not that expensive. I think they have lower the base subscription price. You can check it, and please let me know if you feel that it is expensive for you or doesn't make sense. Leave it in the comments. I'm going to end this video for now, and since there are too many strange things happen during this presentation of video, I will continue to dive further on the tooling, the newest feature of Visual Studio related to .NET. So next video still continue with the same theme but with different topics. I already given you the debugger, the PR and contextual control T, fine, and also uh, nice to know that you can also render the markdown nicely. Especially you can create a comment on that. It's a very nice thing that you don't have to switch to other kinds of application or browser just to ensure that you can add some comments or review or something else. Okay, that concludes this presentation, and hopefully I could do the other videos within, unfortunately, 4 to 5 days after this, because I'm going to go back to work, and usually in the beginning of the year you have to do many things. Yeah, we have a quite long holiday. It's about 5 days of vacation, more than 5 days actually. But if you are counting also the Christmas and also the New Year holiday, you will have more than 5 days. And yeah, so happy New Year to you all, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you enjoy this video, please keep the feedback coming. Please keep the comment coming, and I'll try to create the poll or survey as soon as possible. Hopefully tomorrow should be done, to ensure that I need your feedback. That are you really do you really want me to have a way to demonstrate the differences between the community and this enterprise edition? Let me know, because I have to prepare to or reorganize my hard drive space. Okay, I'll see you on next video, and don't forget there will be also new series of .NET 10 after I finish the 2 or 3 videos about the web, the ASP.NET Core, the way to save some values, and also give you some quick sample of new look, how to do some, like basic input and save the value, goes back and forth between the browser and the server using Blazor. But that would take me some time, and because I need to again ensure that my space is enough. So yeah, I'll see you again in the more videos, and I'll try to finish the remaining Belajar.net on next week. Don't worry, it's still there, and I don't have to use 2026. But after that, on the new series of the .NET 10, I will use 2026 only. Okay, yeah. Now that concludes this. I'll see you next videos. Don't forget, coding is happiness. Of course, I forgot to tell you on the last video. Coding is happiness. Like and subscribe, and always be happy. And please, 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 please let me know if you have any comments, feedback. I'll see you. Bye bye.